Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh Singh and today I am going to teach about the function of foundation. Before this lecture, I have prepared one lecture. It was about the types of foundation and what are the types of foundation and what are the requirement of these foundation. And this is second video of which is related to foundation. Now come on our topic. As you know, this is the topic of advanced geotechnical engineering and it is from unit 1, and there is my details is also given after watching this video. If you have any doubt, you can contact me, uh, and you can also write on email, which is Saurabh Singh @mygyanvihar.com. Now first we will see what is the content. In this video lecture, first we will know objective and function of the foundation, and second we will know materials used for the foundation, and we will also know about the types of foundation. As you all know, in previous video lecture I have covered types of foundation, but it will also help you to know about the different types of foundation and what are the requirement of these foundation. So here I will tell you learning objective and learning outcome. To know learning objective is to know about the function of foundation, and second learning objective is to understand different application of deep foundation and shallow foundation. This is very important. What are the application of these foundations? And learning outcome will be you will able to learn about the uses of different types of foundation in the construction activities and of these foundation, how they react on the earth and how they uh, how they function the building. You will also know about it. As you can see here, this is a side view of a building, and there is this is called superstructure. Superstructure, what is the superstructure? Which is above the ground. That part will be called the superstructure of a building, and the below uh, in the ground, if you will see from the GL means ground level in downward direction, it will be your substructure, and foundation is also part of your substructure. And you can see here this building is holded by these foundation, these three foundation, and it is built in this ground. So these three foundation, and it is built in this ground. So if foundation of building will be good, your building will be more durable and your building can restrain the load which is externally applying by the different things. That's why when we construct any kind of a structure, or when we construct bridges, when we construct dam, our foundation of those structures should be very strong, and it should be strong enough to hold the load of whole structure. That is the meaning of foundation. If foundation will be strong, your building will be more durable. Now we will see the foundation design principle. What is the principle behind it? The main objective of foundation design are to ensure that the structural load are transmitted to the subsoil safely, and throughout the anticipated life of the building or structure. This is the main objective, and you can say this is the design principle of a foundation. Means it should be safely carry the load of the whole structure. That is the function, that is the work of a foundation. Now we will see the basic design procedure for the foundation design. It's like you are a civil engineer. First, what things need to do before going to start the construction? First, as you can see here, assessment of site conditions in the context of the soil and site and soil investigation report. Means first you have to do the assessment of a site condition, means where you are going to make your structure. Do the assessment of a site condition, means where you are going to make your structure. The soil quality is good or it is not good, means the bearing capacity of soil is good or bad. You have to investigate it by the assessment of site. And second, what you have to do, as you can see in this flow chart, calculation of anticipated structural loading. This is also very important part in the construction of a building, means how much load uh, will be act on your structure, and you have to do the calculation of it, like what will be the dead load, what will be the live load. As I told you earlier in my previous video, dead load means which load is uh, fixed with the structure, that is called dead load, and live load means which load can be moved from load. And there is also some example of live load, like if you are in this school or college, universities, there will be machineries which will be there will be bench, desk, all these things will be there. These will be count in the live load. And what is the dead load? Like slab, the load of a slab, load of a column, load of a window. These are the fixed load. That's why it is called dead load. Now third, what you have to do, choosing the types of foundation. Yes, this is a very important uh, stage. Means after doing the assessment of site condition, then you will do calculation, then you have to choose the foundation type. What kind of foundation you are going to make, means you are going to make a deep foundation or you are going to make a shallow foundation. It will be depend on the assessment of site condition, and it will also depend on the calculation of structural loading, and it will also depend on these factor which is given here: soil condition, type of structure, structural loading, economic factor, time factor related to the proposed contract period, and also it will be considered construction problem. And after that, you have to go for the sizing the chosen foundation in context of loading, ground bearing capacity, and any likely future movement of the building structure. Means you have to also choose what will be the size of your foundation, what will be the size of your footing, so that it can hold the load of whole structure. You have to also decide the size of the foundation or footing, and this is the basic design procedure. If you are a civil engineer, you should follow these basic procedure before construction of any kind of structure. Now we will see the function of foundation. What are the function of foundation? Means what is the work of the foundation? First, you can see here distribution of load. This is also very important point. Means what foundation do? They distribute the load between them. Like if one structure will be there will be three foundation, and these three foundation will distribute load together. That is the meaning of distribution of load. Second one is stability against the sliding and overturning. Means which foundation you are going to make, it should be stable, and it should be also against sliding and overturning. Many times what happened in previous lecture, a problem of overturning. One structure is collapsed due to the overturning and due to the sliding of the soil. This is the very important thing. And what is the third function of foundation? Minimize the differential settlement. This is also important. It is also one part of sliding, you can say. And fourth one is safe against the undermining. Means if any undermining is happening inside your building, inside your structure, it should be safe. Means there will be no any effect on your structure due to the mining. Provide the level surface. And level surface, this is also a basic things, because when we prepare the foundation, it also provides a label, because sometimes what happened, there will be a level of your ground will be very low, and in that case we can also use the foundation to increase the level surface of our structure. This is the meaning of fifth point. And last point is minimize the distress against the soil movement. Yes, this is also very important. If there will be structure, there will be a lot of footing will be there, and they will release the stress against the soil movement, and it should be the its foundation should minimize these this stress against the soil movement. And these are the function of foundation, and this is a very important point. What is the function of the foundation? Now we will do we will see one by one. First one is distribution of load. As you can see here, foundation help to distribute the load of superstructure to a large amount of soil. As I told you earlier, what is the superstructure? Superstructure is the upper part of your building. It is called superstructure. Therefore, the intensity of load at its base does not exceed the safe bearing capacity of soil. There is also third point. In this case of deep foundation, the superimposed load are transmitted either through the end bearing or both by the side friction and end bearing. This is the function of distribution of load. And this is also a function of foundation, which is stability against sliding and overturning. As you know, foundation impart lateral stability to the superstructure by the anchoring into the ground, and it increases the stability against the sliding and overturning due to the horizontal forces to wind and earthquake. That's why stability against sliding and overturning is very important for the foundation. It is the very important function of a foundation. Now, minimize the differential settlement. As we all know, as I told you earlier, it will also minimize the differential settlement. As given here, foundation distributes the superimposed load evenly on the subsoil, even in the case of non-uniformly load. And this can be achieved by the constructing combined footing or rough foundation. Now we will see the next function of a foundation. It is safe against undermining. As given here, foundation provides safety against scoring or undermining by the flood water and borrowing animal. It provides level surface over which the superstructure can be raised. Now, minimize the distress against the soil movement. As we all know, distress of failure due to the expansion of the contraction of the subsoil due to the moisture variation in clay and black cotton soil are minimized by the provision of the special types of foundation. Like many times where is black cotton soil, if you will see in the black cotton soil, there is a properties of swelling. If it will come in the contact of water, swelling will be happen. In this case, we have to minimize the distress of that soil by the making different types of foundation or different types of footing. Now we will see the types of foundation. This is also very important thing, and I think everybody know about it, because when you will watch my first video, there all things is explained in the detail. And first we will see the pad foundation, and second is raft foundation, third one is strip foundation, and fourth one is piled foundation. Piled foundation, we all called it piled foundation. Now this is the image of a piled foundation. It is work like a pad. As you can see in this image, this is your column and this is your pad foundation, and this is also a pad foundation, and this is also a pillar. You can also call it pillar and you can also call it column. How we make it, you can see here we are using the lot of reinforcement for making this pad foundation, and we are making a rectangular or square. In rectangular shape, it is your mat foundation. Now we will see the strip foundation. It is suitable for those encountered in the low to medium rise domestic dwelling where mass concrete can be used. And this is there is also categorization, or there is also types of strip foundation. As you can see here, traditional strip, deep strip, reinforced concrete strip, and continuous column. As you can see here, there is the picture of traditional strip foundation, and this is your trench fill foundation. What are the difference between traditional strip foundation and trench fill foundation? You can see here. What they are doing, they are filling these concrete till this level, and in this foundation, in the trench foundation they are filling in this level, and in the trench foundation they are filling in this level, and in the traditional strip they are only making a pad in the below the ground. That is the difference between trench and traditional strip foundation. Now we will come on the raft foundation, where we need to make a raft foundation for a building used to spread the load of the structure over a large base to reduce the load per unit area being imposed on the ground. As you know, what is the function of a raft foundation? You will know here. As we all know, if you will see the formula of pressure, it is equal to load upon area. If we will increase the area, what will be happen? Means your pressure will be reduced. That is the function of a raft foundation. What we do, as you can see in the image, where the bearing capacity of soil is low, and what we are doing, we are making only one pad for these 4 columns. Means we are increasing the area. If we will increase the area of this structure, what will happen? When load will came in the ground, it will be not, the intensity of load will be not very high. It will be reduced by the area, by the increasing area. This is the main function of a raft foundation. And second point is the given here, particularly useful where low bearing capacity of soil are encountered and where individual column load are heavy. On that place, we need to make a raft foundation. As you can see here, there is 2 types of foundation in the raft: solid slab raft and beam and slab raft. As you can make a one pad for all the columns which is on the ground. And what will happen in the beam and slab raft? There will be beam. These all columns will be connected by the beam in 4 sides, and there will be a slab in the middle. That is called beam and slab raft. Now we will see the pile foundation. This is, as we all know, this is the part of deep foundation. It can be defined as the series of columns constructed or inserted into the ground to transmit the load of structure to a lower level of subsoil. It can be also used when suitable foundation conditions are not presented at the near ground level. And there is also classification of pile foundation. You can see here end bearing pile, friction and floating pile, replacement pile and disreplacement pile. What is the here? This is the basic principle of a foundation, pile foundation. You can see here, this is the load of a structure, and this is called pile cap. On the upper side, you can see here, this is called pile cap, and these are the columns, and it is working like a pile. And this is, as you can see, the density of upper soil is lower, and on middle size it is medium density. If you will see in the lower side, it is high density. There is soil is high density. Then what will be the depth of these piles? It will be till the high density soil. That's why it can hold the load of whole structure. Now, what material we use for the foundation? You should also know what kind of material you are going to use for your foundation. As you can see here, foundation must be constructed of a durable material of an adequate strength. And the most suitable material is concrete, Concrete is as we all know, concrete is a mixture of cements and aggregate. Water is in the controlled proportion. One thing I would like to tell you also here, if anybody is asking what is the definition of concrete, you cannot say directly it is a mixture of cement and aggregate and water. No, you have to also use a word like here. Controlled word are used, means there will be proper proportion. Without proper proportion, you cannot make the concrete. Like if you are making 1:2:3, means 1 part of cement, 2 part of sand, and 3 part of aggregate, then it part of aggregate, then it will be concrete. If suppose you are using 3 part of cement and 10 part of aggregate and 20 part of sand, it will be not concrete. It will be concrete, but the quality of concrete will be not good in such concrete, means it will be very very bad concrete. Okay, now come on this material. Foundation must be constructed by the durable material. This is very important because durability of foundation will come by the material, and most suitable material, as we all know, if you will see any kind of structure, there foundation we are making by the using of concrete. As you know, cement, there is also some cement manufactured from the clay. Chalk acts like a binder of the concrete mix. Cement can be supplied in a bag. We all know these things. One bag is equals to 1 kg, 1 bag is equals to 50 kg. The bulk density is also given here, 12 to 50 tons. And aggregate, there is also 2 types of aggregate, coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. And this is also very important to know what is the difference between coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. As you can see the definition, coarse aggregate is defined as a material which is retained on a 5 mm sieve, means which can retain. When you will take the sieve, as you can see here, this is a coarse aggregate. When you will take a sieve of 5 mm and you will shake it, it should be retained by the 5 mm sieve, then it will call the coarse aggregate. This is also very important, the size of sieve, and this is IS sieve. And fine aggregate is defined as the material which is passes a 5 mm sieve. And what will be the fine material? Fine aggregate. Fine aggregate will be those aggregate which can easily pass by the 5 mm sieve when you will shake the sieve. And aggregate be either natural rock which has disintegrated from the rock bed, and it may be also crushed stone, it may be also gravel. Now water, everyone knows about the water must be a good quality, fit for drinking. Water is added to start a chemical reaction to the give workability. The amount of water used is called the water cement ratio. This is also very important. Usually we check about 0.4 to 0.5. Too much water will produce the weak concrete mix of low strength, whereas too little water will produce the concrete mix of low and adequate workability. So the proportion of water should be also proper. It should be carried from 0.4 to 0. Water in your concrete, and you can also not use less water in your concrete. You have to use a proper proportion of water in your concrete, then you will get a good strength and good workability. Now concrete mix, this is also very important thing. The concrete mix expressed as the ratio 1:2:4 and 1:3:6, means as you can see here, 1 part is cement, 2 part is sand, and 4 part is aggregate. And these aggregate may be like fine aggregate, half may be fine aggregate and half may be coarse aggregate. And this is the image of concrete mix, as you can see in this image. With the help of this animation video, you will also know the function, what is the function of foundation, and you will also know the idea how it works. And as you can see on your screen, there is one building, and it is situated by the 3 foundation, as you can see on your screen. And this foundation, during the rain, this foundation will hold the load of whole structure. That is the basic principle and construction of foundation. And as you can see on this image or this animation video, this house is held by these three foundations. If bearing capacity of soil will be low, and in that case this foundation only can hold the load of structure. Here is also some kind of footing. What is the function of these different kind of footing? We will see here how they work. And how first we will see the shallow foundation, and this is isolated footing or spread footing. This is a part of shallow foundation. Strip footing, strip cantilever footing, combined footing, and mat and raft footing. Now we will see one by one the shallow foundation. As you can see here, a spread footing. First is a spread footing. The load is transferring from upward to downward direction. This is a function, and this is the suitability of strap footing. Now single footing, step footing, and sloping footing. How shallow foundation strip footing work? As you can see here, there is one strip, and on this there will be one beam. It will be work like a strip, as you can see in this animated video. This is example of spread footing. It will be not connected like this. It will be connected in one line. That is the meaning of strip footing. Now it is also called sometimes cantilever footing. As you can see, these are connected by the one line or one beam. That's why it is called strap footing. Now we will see the combined footing. This is the combined footing. Three footings or three slabs was together, and this is the example of mat footing. Only one slab. This is only one slab, and this is connected with all the columns. Now we will see the deep foundation. What is the deep foundation? How it works? As you can see, this is your structure, and it will be more than 3 meters, as you can see in this video. If there will be a seashore, what will happen on? We can use pile foundation, pier foundation, and caisson foundation. And these are the also types of foundation of deep. This is your pile foundation. This is how it works on the ground. As you can see the image, there is 4 pile foundation, and it is holding the structure, weight of your structure. And now you will see the pier foundation, how it works. As you can see, there is 3 pier foundation, and it is the holding the load of all the structure. And now we will see pier foundation. This kind of foundation also can make on the river. These equipments are used during the excavation of the trenches, as you can see. And sometimes we also took the help of drag liner. Yes, this is also very important. Batching. Batching is also very important. Batching means how we mix the concrete together. There is also 2 types of batching. One is volume batching, as you can see here. Second one is wet batching. What is the meaning of volume batching? You can see this is your gauge box. In gauge box, we will fill the material, and we will take the ratio by 8. Like one time we are taking the cement, now we will take 2 times fine aggregate and 4 times coarse aggregate. This is method of volume batching. If what will happen, if water will be more, it can increase the volume. Now it is showing the wet batching. Wet batching, we have to weight all the material which we are using, which you are using for the construction activity. Wet batching is a more suitable for any kind of construction. And mixing is also 2 types, as you can see here, hand mixing and machine mixing. For the low structure, for the small structure, we used to do hand mixing. For high-rise building, for a big structure, we do the machine mixing. Strip footing is continuous strip of foundation built under the wall, as you can see in this image. This was all about the foundation which you saw this animation video, and this animation video will help you a lot, and you will get a basic idea of the function of a foundation, how strip foundation work, how uh, a single footing work, how mat foundation work. You will get a proper idea by this video. Now we will see the MCQ types of question. First question is, how many types of foundation are there based on depth? Let's see what will be the right answer. There is 4 option is given. First option is 3, 4, 5 and 2. And 2 will be your right answer. There is 2 types of foundation. An explanation is also given here. As you can see, the two types of shallow and deep foundations. Shallow foundation transfer the load to very near earth, and deep foundation are used for high-rise building to bear heavy load. We cannot make the shallow foundation for the heavy load. That's why we need to make a shallow foundation for the lightweight structure, and for high-rise building for heavy load we need to construct deep foundation. That is the difference between deep foundation and shallow foundation. Now let's see the second question is about this figure below the represent, means what kind of footing this is. Let's see here, option is given here: isolated footing, wall footing, strap footing and mat foundation. Here right answer will be here B, it is wall footing. Right answer will be wall footing. And there is also explanation: wall footing or strip footing is continuous strip of concrete that serve the spread weight of the load bearing wall. Now we will see the third question. There is blank: footing is used in the load bearing masonry structure. What kind of footing we use for the load bearing masonry structure? Here is given option: isolated, strap, strip and pile. Right answer will be strip foundation or strip footing we generally use for the load bearing structure or load bearing masonry structure. This will be your right answer. C will be your right answer. And the strip footing bear a whole load of an entire wall. It is continuous footing that run below the wall. Now see the fourth question: how many types of combined footing are possible? As number are given, only 2 combined footing are possible. Fifth key question is given here: CPRF stand for. What is the full form of CPRF? As you can see here, combined plane rounded pile round foundation, combined pile raft foundation, corrosion proof raft foundation. Right answer will be combined pile raft foundation. Your right answer will be C. Now come on the sixth question. Sixth question is: micropiles find its main application in retaining wall. What will be the statement? Statement is true or false? Then your statement here is false, because micropiles are used for underpinning and they are used in highway, bridges and transmission tower projects. Seat piles are extensively used in the retaining wall. Let's see the seventh question. Staining is the component of which of the below types of foundation? Here right answer will be D. It is the part of well. And well foundation is also type of deep foundation. It is shaped like a well. That's why its name is well foundation. The well is dug, filled with the sand concrete. Staining is the wall provided the well and it built over the wedge shape portion is called curve. Let's come on the eighth question. Pier foundation is also called. What is the other name of a pier foundation? It is caisson. Now come on the ninth question. The figure below represent the piles. This is a figure and this is what is the, this image is representing friction. As you can see here, there is also one pile and two friction. Friction is working from the both side. One is from right side and second one is from left side. Let's come on the 10th question. Which of the below is not primarily consideration for the building foundation? Bearing capacity of soil, groundwater condition, settlement control, and soil organism. The right answer will be soil organism. We will also see the one question here. Machine foundation is subjected to. Here is option static load, wind load, and static and dynamics load and dynamics load. What will be the right answer? Right answer will be C. Right answer will be soil organism. Before conclusion of the lecture, and we will also discuss what things we have covered in this video lecture. As you can saw, this is the image of a building and this is a foundation, and we almost have done foundation, and we also know the function. Now we also know the function of the foundation and what are the different function of the foundation and what are the different requirement of the foundation. We also know about it. We also we also covered what is the design principle of a foundation and what are the objective behind it and what are the objective in the design of a foundation. We have also covered it, and this is a design procedure which I told you earlier. Design principle means basic design procedure is a very important part of. I am just revising this, I am just concluding this video lecture with the important topics because these are the very important topics and you should know about it. Like basic design procedure. What is the basic design procedure? Here we have done three things, four things: assessment of site condition, calculation, choosing the foundation types, and fourth one is sizing. These are the very important. These are the very important topics which we have to cover. We have also done function of the foundation. There are 6 functions. As you can see here, the distribution of load, stability against sliding. These are the function of foundation. Here we also did all the functions. Now we also did the type of foundation. We have a very good idea about the types of foundation: pad foundation, raft foundation, strip foundation, pile foundation. These are the very important topics which you need to know about which you need to know in the foundation, because if you are a civil engineer, you should have a full knowledge of a foundation. What is the function of foundation, what is the working of the foundation, and what is the selection criteria of the foundation. These things you should be know about it. And this is pad foundation, as you can see here, and strip foundation we also did it, and raft foundation. I would like to tell you again, raft foundation we generally make for the high-rise building, like where we need to minimize the pressure on the ground. As I told you earlier, if you want to minimize the pressure on the ground, what you can do, you can increase the area of your foundation or your footing. It will be as we all know, P is equals to load upon area. If P and area is inversely proportional to each other. If we will increase the area, what will happen? Pressure will be reduced. That's why raft foundation work very well for a high-rise building, for a load bearing structure also. We also did the pile foundation. Pile foundation we generally make for the pile foundation generally we make for the load where a good amount of load is acting on your soil, where we construct the pile foundation. Like if you will see the example of pile foundation, if you will go on the river bridge, there they are using the pile foundation because the load of that slab is very high. That's why we need to create their pile foundation. We also we also covered material used for the foundation. Here we covered uh, uh, like which material we are using for foundation. It should be durable. Second thing, it should be suitable material like concrete, and there will be the mixed proportion should be in the proper form. Like we should mix cement, aggregate, water in the proper proportion. We also did the some uh, we also covered some topic of aggregates. Here, as you can see here, there is two types of aggregate: coarse aggregate and fine aggregate. If your fine aggregate will pass by the 5 mm, if your aggregate will pass by the 5 mm sieve, it means it is a fine aggregate. If it will retain by the 5 mm sieve, it means it's a coarse aggregate. That is the difference between fine aggregate and coarse aggregate. Now I will come on the last slide. This is about the reference, and here I am giving the reference of VNS Murthy. This is a very good book of advanced foundation engineering, where you can get where you can you can read all this material. And if in this book all these things is given in very detailed, and this is also NPTEL link, which is very helpful for all the students. If you will watch this NPTEL video, you will get a good idea about the advanced foundation engineering. And this is also very important part of your advanced geotechnical engineering. And this book you can also download from Google. Ebooks are available on it. You can easily download from the Google. And now I'm going to conclude my video, and this was all about the foundation and function of the foundation and what are the properties of foundation. We also covered it. And after watching this video, if you have any doubt, you can also write an email on my email ID, which is saurabh.singh@mygyanvihar.com. And now thank you for watching this video.